O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of killing his ex-wife and a friend in 1995. Yes, we all know that. But did you know that 11 years after, he was in the middle of writing a book called If I Did It, which had very detailed and graphic murder scenes that he stated were situations that hypothetically happened. There was complete outrage. The public, the news, and even Simpson's wife's attorney had thought this was the clearest form of a confession and wanted a retrial. Unfortunately, he never went to court for it. Not because he had the money to make it go away, nor did he have powerful influences within the government. It was simply because the law protected him from being tried. I have great interest in homicide and how the law affects them, which allowed me to study zealously about case studies influenced by the double jeopardy clause. Double jeopardy is an issue of whether or not it influences a just prosecution in the courtroom and ensures the safety of the people in our nation. First, I will be discussing what is the concept of double jeopardy. Next, I will be explaining why it's important in the courtroom. And finally, I will be sharing 2 current news stories and double jeopardy's effects on them. Now let us understand what double jeopardy is, along with an example. Double jeopardy protects criminal defendants from being prosecuted twice for the same offense. Our Constitution has a clause in the 5th Amendment that says, "Nor shall any person be subject of life or limb, nor shall any person be subject of the same offense in life or limb." As soon as a judge says you are guilty or not guilty, you will never have to go to court for it again. Even if the judge or jury realize they made a mistake in their verdict or they changed their mind because of new information, there's nothing that can be done. So, if you go to court for robbing and beating up an old woman and they found you not guilty, you can publicly share on social media every single detail of that crime or even confess to a police officer of it, and you'll never go to jail for it. But why? Oh no, I'm sorry. Double jeopardy prevents an accused person from being tried again after a guilty-non-guilty verdict. But why? If someone were to confess to a crime, why can't they just bring them to court then? As long as they confessed or it's been proven, shouldn't they go to jail? Well, in order to answer that, we must first understand why this clause was made and why it has gravity in the legislative world. Double jeopardy's main purpose and ultimate importance is to ensure the safety of the victim and the prosecuted by preventing retrials. When a person goes to court, they await whether or not they are criminals in front of their judges, jurors, and magistrates. Not only is representation costly, but this kind of exposure is humiliating and horrifying. Even if they're considered not guilty by the court, the prosecuted, along with their tainted reputations, have very hard times finding jobs and keeping social lives. So, double jeopardy protects individuals from living in a continuous state of anxiety and insecurity without worrying about possible future retrial, according to the Green versus United States in the United States report in 1957. Now, in order to protect the victim, the court must be able to maintain the sanity of the people involved by preventing retrials. When a non-guilty verdict releases a primary suspect, it takes a very big toll on the victim. They have endless amounts of uncertainties, and they will try to prosecute the person over and over again if they are given the chance.